Hi, everybody. Angela Hayde Vincent here from True You Tapping, and I am here chatting today with Kim Kolb. She is an empowerment coach and an EFT practitioner, and I'm really excited to hear more about what it is that she does. So, welcome, Kim.
Thank you, Angela.
So, tell us a little bit about what it is that you do.
Well, officially, I guess I'm called an empowerment coach, and an EFT practitioner. But what I do is I basically teach people how to be happy again, back to the way they felt when they were a child, before somebody else gave them a story, took away their own story. So I do that through different things. I do it through personal training, teach them how to move. I do it through a stretching technique. I do it through breathing techniques, nutrition. But through all of that, the one I found the most important, because for years I was a personal trainer, a nutritionist, and I found people kept sabotaging themselves. And no matter how hard both of us worked, things just got in the way. And then I realized I was doing everything backwards. I needed to work on their emotions. I needed to build them up and make them believe in themselves again. And once they did, everything else flowed smoothly. They wanted to work harder. They believed that they deserved to be healthy, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I came on to the journey of EFT. And I had discovered it years ago when originally it was a horrible situation. I was trying to prevent back surgery. And I looked everywhere. I tried everything. And I met this physical therapist along the way. And while he was working with me, he asked me if I wanted to learn a stress relieving technique. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'm working at the time with these two guys at a fitness studio, and there was a lot of stress. And so I said, sure. And as he taught me this, I thought, oh, this will be great for the day-to-day things, never realizing it was going to actually get to the depth of all my insecurities, all the things that brought me stress every day, and the deep root cause of everything. And that was the gift. And when I discovered it for myself and began using it with others, that was my life's purpose after that. And so that's what I do. I do workshops. I work with clients over the phone, over computer. But my favorite thing is to do the workshops face-to-face because there's such energy. So I travel all over the country to do workshops on all types of subjects. Whatever the people bring is where we start.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So how have things changed a little bit for you since the pandemic hit? I mean, if you're usually used to meeting people face to face and, flying out to different places, this has got to be a big change.
It is and it isn't. Because first of all, people need it more than ever. So where there's a need, they will find a way to get it. And I have made it possible to do it through Zoom calls, through phone calls. And what's funny is that different people are good with different forms of technology or not. And even when the technology fails us, bad internet, whatever, people find a way because they're so desperately in need of feeling assured right now. And so I primarily right now do it over the phone or through Zoom. And it hasn't changed that much for me because I'm still living the life I do every day anyway. It's just through a different form. And using EFT, I'm not stressed, I'm not worried, I'm not anxious, and I'm able to project that to them, the people I'm working with. And I think we're a best example of what they can expect to be sometimes, So It's a blessing because I've gotten people actually bringing up issues from this pandemic that they weren't able to bring up before. It brought up a whole lot of other things that this stirred. So it's been a blessing in a way.
Good. That's wonderful. I'm finding some similar things where people are bringing up things that they really were trying to bury, and this is bringing them up, and this is a great time to work through them. So you have your own personal story of transformation, and I wonder if there is another story of transformation from anybody that you've worked with that you can think of that kind of is everything that you would want for someone else. Can you think of anybody?
Well, right off the bat, kind of an unusual story. And we always are told, don't work with family. Family or friends, don't work. It's a dead end road. Well, I was staying with my brother for a month to help him get physically fit, nutritionally fit. And unbeknownst to him, I was going to get him emotionally fit as well. Because he and I had a history going way back and was pretty much the cause of most of my trauma. And, but he had a lot of his own trauma, of course. And that's how it manifested towards me. And so when I came to help him in those other areas, to get it to control his diabetes, to get his weight down, all these things, I decided I would work on his emotions with EFT. Now, I did share it with him. He knew about tapping, didn't believe in it. He's a scientist, majored in biology, pre-med, definitely left brain all the way. But what was amazing is he was willing to try it. He said, I don't think it's going to work, or it'll work for a different reason, but we'll do it. And so through that month, every day we had a tapping session. And the most amazing thing happened. And to this day, he says, oh, it's just distraction. But he will admit that things that used to bother him, like people getting off the elevator, or people standing in front of an elevator, not letting people get off, irritates him. I mean, we talk little things, but to him, they were big. And just people driving slow and people throwing cigarette butts out the car, list goes on, right? And through tapping all of them, he's like, no, they really don't bother me anymore. And I was like, played it calm, played it cool. And I said, absolutely. I said, it doesn't really matter why it works or how it works. It works. And that was my greatest success story because it affects me every day. He's somebody I love and care about and I talk to all the time. So yes, the other clients that I've had some amazing results. They all say, you've given me my life back, or now I got this promotion, et cetera, et cetera. But when you can affect someone who didn't believe, who didn't want to believe, and you've witnessed his wounds all your life, that really, for me, is my greatest success story.
I just love that. Well, this has been wonderful chatting with you, Kim. I would love to see you again sometime. And everybody, check Kim out. You can look her up online. This has been really, really fun. Again, my name is Angela Hayde Vincent, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Angela.